Other special from this last weekend. Sweet.
There's
More paranormal left.
right there.
Awesome.
And
I was
that's where
down.
filming's gonna happen, I'm pretty sure. Right in here. Very cool. Oh,
Welcome to Battle for Eire. Come on in.
So this is where we're introduced to the characters, to the story, to the world that we've created, which Battle for Eire lives in. What's really unique about the story is we're trying to bring people in to the storyline as part of the adventure. So we're entering this world, this fantasy world, through an enchanted lens, aka our VR headset. In this room, we're introduced to Addie, who's our main character. She's a very fierce female fairy. She's a warrior, she's a guardian, and she's here to recruit us to help protect the heart of Eire, which is the source of all magic in Ireland, from Baelor, who's the main villain. Baelor's got his evil minions, the Slua, and they're a swarm of these evil little creatures. Addie has her trusty sidekick, Ollie, who's over here, and he's a dragon, and we get to opportunities to fly with the dragon. Ultimately, a story about saving the magic of Ireland and bringing that back, and hopefully you guys enjoy it.
So for some of the geeky people out there like me,
Yeah.
we can talk a little bit about how the whole system works. We're utilizing virtual reality headsets, commercial grade virtual reality. One of the big differences we have is that we want to drive these with a mini computer. So we want to be able to generate a really good high resolution image. We got a 2K resolution image, 4K resolution image on the headsets. And we have an individual computer driving each and every headset. We're also running at 90 frames per second. For comparison, your TV at home is running around 30 frames per second. So we're going to be 3 times that. And those of you who've put on headsets before, once you put in this headset, you're in another world. Everywhere your senses tell you, you look this way, you look that way, and you see everything that is in that world, created in that world. We have to run 90 frames a second, so that as you pan your head, you don't see we call it the picket fence effect. So it's nice, smooth transition, just like you would at any of us in the outside real world. So that's one of the things that we're creating here. The other thing, we're putting it on a state-of-the-art simulator. Our simulator got 6 actuators. We run 2,000 PSI pressure, and we can make this thing really move and dance. So as you experience the adventure, when you're actually riding on the back of the dragon, Ollie, you're going to actually be on the back, you're going to feel it, you're going to look down and see the dragon, you're going to look to the right and see the wings flapping, and of course you'll be able to see the vistas that you'll be able to see just like you would on a real dragon. So we're going to be able to take you places that you really can't go anywhere else.
We're also introducing a layer of interactivity so people will actually get a chance to interact with their environment as well.
So typically, like these typical rooms, we're going to teach you the storyline that Jason just kind of went through, Jason and Susie both ran through. You're going to see a lot about it, and then we're going to have to train you, because you got to train you to ride it back to the dragon. So we'll probably send you into one of the training rooms, which we'll go turn around and head right in there right now.
We're going to go into this one.
We're going to go this way. All right, so as Susie mentioned, this is kind of where you get your training. We kind of make sure that you know what to do. You're staying on the line. One of the colored dots is the same, corresponds to a row, so you know you're sitting next to each other by being on the same colored dot.
And you put it on your head, turn around and just tighten the ratchet. Make sure this is down low behind your, the base of your head.
This part right here, the head mount, these are called emerald mask, and the lens is called the enchanted lens.
Yeah, each time the headsets are utilized, we'll collect them on the exit side. And of course we take them back and we run them through a cleaning system that we use. And so when the guests pick up the new headset, they'll be already cleaned and ready to go.
Can y'all touch on how many of these we have, just in terms of quantity?
10,000.
Well, we have more.
What? Wow.
So we'll go through a lot. It's not like these have to be cleaned after everybody rides. There's
Nobody washed every day. There's definitely
You got a cycle.
We're not at Universal.
We have 59 seats in each unit. So that's what we expect to get.
2 units?
2 units.
Yeah. How well will the headsets accommodate glasses?
Well, we've been trying it out with glasses, and one of the unique things about it, I'll take the headset off for a second. The way the headset's designed, okay, with glasses like yourself, you'd take it, you'd put it straight on like that, and then you flip the back down, crank it on. Okay.
Nice.
And it's designed to have glasses. So this is a unique thing. This is we don't know where anywhere else is being done like this. So we're really the only ones that are doing it.
So Larry, the video is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You tell them a little bit about how fun the little pre-show video is.
Yeah, of course, once we get in here, you're at a theme park. We're supposed to have a lot of fun, and we have stick figures that kind of like tell you what to do, and they do a little bit of slapstick in there. And it actually is a book. It's going to look like a book with pages turning. That's why you see these hall threads hanging down. The special screen that's coming is getting ready to be mounted on this. Right now, the ride itself is a 42-inch height limit, and that's what we're currently expecting. You will have the option to take your VR mask off and be able to watch the main screen, which we will have a 2D image on the front main screen.
We anticipated there might be, a handful of people that really they want to ride with a family member that wants to experience the VR, but maybe they don't. So they might just choose not to wear it, which is fine.
And they'll still be able to enjoy the storyline and everything else. The ride itself will be 4 minutes from takeoff to landing, and the load unload should be another 3 or 4 minutes beyond that.
There's seats like theater stars separated by armrests right here, and to the side of each one are these headsets right here that will clip on, it looks like, with the magnets to the headsets that you pick up in the pre-show. And so this totally looks theater style, and all of these seats face this ginormous screen.
We will be asking the guests all to put on their seatbelts first.
We designed them so the headset would actually tip toward the person, so you're basically going to turn to your right and take the lens that's there, and it really just snaps right onto the magnets that are already on your head. And you may need to tighten it a little bit, but yeah, pretty much
And
that's
now
it.
he's riding a ride.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to look all around you, the right, the left, up, down. You'll be able to see, there'll be an image everywhere. So unlike just looking at a 2D screen, it's going to be a lot more immersive.
Over the years, one of the things that we've been limited on is we felt that the imagery is much better off board, just like this. And so we were very limited on the motion, because anytime we try to do tip up, you lose your main screen. Well, now we have unlimited options for our motion, because now our motion systems are all on board with the flight simulator. Now we can tip, we can drop, we can turn, we can do all the things we've always wanted to do as far as the motion side goes.
There's going to be some interactive elements where you use your gaze to trigger events in the content. So by looking in certain directions, that will cause certain things to happen. So that's a very exciting element that we're happy to be bringing into this attraction as well.
Does that mean kind of going to have a different experience every time?
Yes, that's very much the case. Everyone will have their own individual experience every time they ride. So.
Well, you can choose to help find the
Magic.
Heart of Eire or not.
Yeah.
So it'll be up to everybody to choose if they want to be helpful or not.
How did you come up with the story?
The story, I think that was, it was definitely a group effort. It involved many different people. When we kicked off the project, we had a rough idea that we knew we wanted it to be themed around Ireland, around the entire land, to incorporate with what the area development is here. We knew that we wanted to appeal to the wide age group that fits the height requirements. So we knew we needed to appeal to kids, but we also wanted to appeal to adults. We knew we needed to take advantage of the VR technology that we were putting on and the motion platform itself, that we can maximize the movements, as Larry had mentioned. So those were some of the initial parameters. Then we knew we wanted to take it into a more fantastic direction and push the visuals and push the imagery even further. And that's kind of where we started to craft a lot of the storyline based off of a lot of Irish lore. Fairies, the Slua are even in part of Irish lore. Baelor is a classic Irish, villain in old mythology and Irish mythology. So we tried to work in a lot of the Irish mythology into the adventure itself. Yeah, so even the main characters' names, Addie is short for Aidnet, which means little flame in Celtic. And then also Ollie is short for Olafeist, which is the most iconic dragon in Irish lore. So we really tried to tie in a lot of Irish mythology and lore to the story to make it as authentic as possible, even to the point of we hired a lot of our voice talent from Ireland, from Dublin, to record the voices for this attraction so we can make an authentic experience.
Was it difficult or a challenge to come up with a story that would fit into a 4-minute ride?
That is always a challenge. And you're telling a haiku of a story. You want to get the beginning, middle, end. Luckily, in this case, we have the ability to tell some of the prelude and the pre-show that can help set up the world for you. And so by the time you get into this main theater, we're go, 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 and we're right in the middle of the story, right in the middle of the action. So from that moment on, we really just try and crank up the volume.
I think one thing about VR, one of the neat things about VR is we can take you to places that you just cannot go.
Yeah.
And there's no other way to get you there that your senses will actually pretty much believe that you're there.
Yeah.
You're going to be we're going to be able to put you on the back of a dragon flying through the air, at 500 feet. And you're going to look around and your eyes will tell you that, yeah, it looks about right. Your inner ear, you're going to feel motion of a wing moving. And you're going to go, yeah, this feels pretty darn close.
Yeah.
And there's no other place that you can really do that. No other medium that we can really take you there and really make your senses believe that you're there. This is what we call an actuator. It's an internal hydraulic piston that extends and retracts. And this is all based on how we want the unit to fly. So if we want the front to go up, these two units will extend and it will rotate up and go backwards. This is actually one of the first steps we used to program this ride here. We actually got a mini base over here, and you can see it's already set up. We've actually been working on it. And we will actually maneuver that mini base based on the images that we're seeing on the screen. And we record the locations of the actuators and then translate that right into the actuators of the large system. So we'll try it on here manually to get a rough ride profile. Then we'll move it over to the main system and we'll actually ride it on the main system to see how it feels. A lot of times we'll try a maneuver and then we won't like it, so we'll have to come back and try a different maneuver. After we get it to where the ride profiles are pretty close, we'll then go in software and change it and smooth them and get them to where we want. If we want add a little bump here and there, we will do that. As you get onto the ride, this ride of course seats 59 people. They all load in from one side and exit out the other. We call that flush loading in our world. After everybody's loaded, seated, and buckled, the ride control system verifies that everybody's seated, all buckles are in place, everything's ready to go, verifies all the systems are good. It will then launch with operator actuation. These two ramps on each side actually fold up and into the building.
This ramp right here that leads to the seats. This is the seats right there.
When you're moving motion, it doesn't take a lot of wind force on your face. Your face is very tactile on feeling things. So just a little bit of breeze will give you that sensation. Like we said, we're going to create a world where you look and where you feel. And part of feeling is if you're moving through the air, you're going to feel air. We're going to put air on your face. And that's why the fans do it, and they do it a very effective job. As simple as that sounds, it works really well. Nitrogen charged bags over here that help support and keep the hydraulic pressures up, and also provide us a reserve in case we ever lose power. We actually have power to the unit, hydraulic power.
And you said the ramp will fold off, so fold up, so this can move, and just like you're in the world, and give you the movements and everything that you need. There's the hydraulics. There's Addie and Ollie. And here's the Slua. You can see the wings.
Yeah, right
Nice. Evil. Look at that scary face. And over here is the bad guy, Baelor. And they're saying he's figured in Celtic mythology. And there's Ollie, nice dragon.